Snowblower, first start of season. Hello and thank you for stopping by. Today I pulled my old Gilson snowblower from my outside storage. Getting it ready to use it for the first time this year. We have a storm coming up and this hasn't run since last winter. You can see some of the rust build up over here. This is from leaving it outside. I have it covered, but the humidity and everything gets into it. So I'm just doing a quick check, making sure that nothing's down in the auger. Lifting it up under here, seeing what we find, if anything. Look at the metal this is made out of. The comparison between this and the Craftsman that I work on today, something. Now this has to be changed. That's a nut and bolt, and it should have a shear pin in there. Could do damage to that worm gear that's in there. On some of these shafts, they have zerk fittings. If yours has zerk fittings, grease it up before you use it. On over here, I have a little damage. The bearing housing is cracked. It worked fine last year, so I'm just going to leave it. It's not shifting from one side to the other. And we had a little company over the summer. So things like this you want to get rid of. Usually find that inside the carburetor. Now last year, before I put it up, I did change the oil. I use a 30 weight oil in here, but you can use any. You can use a 10W30, might be a little better in the cold weather. If you never pulled your wheels off, here's a tip. You might want to take your wheel off and clean any rust that's on the shaft. Put some grease or never sees, whatever you have. Because if years go by and you have to pull this wheel for any reason, let me tell you, when they get stuck, they're a bear to get off. Another thing you want to look at is up here under the engine cowling. 1 year, I couldn't pull the cord, the starter cord. You want to check underneath for any mouse nest. They chewed up the wire, and not only that, it was so packed in there with that nest, I couldn't pull the cord, which was a fortunate thing, because if this engine ran with that packed like that, good chance I would have blew the engine. You got to remember, this is air cooled. You want to oil any linkages that you have. Some require oil, some a little grease. It came with this repair when I first got it. I have this about 5 years now, maybe longer. I'm not even sure. This thing, I would never sell this or trade it in. It is a beast. It has a Tecumseh engine on it, 10 horsepower Tecumseh. Being this is the first start, when I put gas into it, the gas tank is empty. I don't go right from the tank. I pour it into a cup or a jar or something to make sure there's not any water in there. So if it doesn't start, we're eliminating a bad gas situation. We'll give it full choke, feel underneath. These other carburetors have a little spring push button under there where you can drain the gas. Now you want to make sure your auger's off. Pull it a couple of times until you feel the tension and give it a good yank. See, 1, 2, 3 times. 3 times. Back off on the choke a little. Not bad for sitting the full year outside. Now the big thing to get it going from the previous year is to drain your tank at the end of the season. This was completely dry. I didn't just shut the gas off and drained it. Let's check to see if the augers are working okay. Yep, the augers are spinning freely, no problem on this end. This is it. More than likely I'm going to be using this sometime soon. But don't just shut it off. What I do every time, I shut the gas flow off and I wait for the engine to die out. This way I'm draining whatever the gas is in the carburetor. This ethanol gas is murder on these carburetors. It absorbs all the moisture in the air. Now see this? This is what happened last year to this jacket. You want to use safety all times. I was cleaning the driveway, having a little engine problem, leaned over the engine, and my jacket melted onto that muffler. I wasn't hurt. And you want to be careful where you put your hands. There's so many ways to get hurt on these machines. Safety is a priority. Now, if you're having carburetor problems and you want to replace your carburetor, I've purchased these carburetors online and they work pretty well. I also bought these carburetor kits, keep the original carburetors. Bought them off Amazon right now, $15.19 as of the day of this video. Also, the carburetor kit's $16. The kit's more than the carburetor. Figure that out. The link is down below if you're interested in going to Amazon to purchase it for yourself. Here's where I'm asking for some help. This snowblower doesn't have a friction disc. It has an actual transmission. And I have issues with it when it's in first gear. And when I go to put it in reverse, I have to hold this handle. I have to wiggle and jiggle this handle. Been like this for a while. I don't want to take it apart because I don't have any diagrams. I don't know if I could get parts. And everything else is working, and I've been using it like this for a while. If you have any information on this, post it down below if you would. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with someone else who could use it, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe and hit that notification bell not to miss my new videos as I upload them. Until next time, stay warm and be safe.